Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. How are you today? Hope you're having a great day out there. So today's video is really interesting because I don't even know where to really start, but I'll just say that right now I'm getting the biggest surprise that I've ever gotten in my Palfish teaching career. Why? Because as many teachers were expecting or thinking, and along with my situation as well, I was considering, well, I think, the summer was really great, and I had classes in the morning, had classes in the around the lunchtime, and even, of course, in the evening during the peak and hot hours. But I thought when the school comes back in, oh, well, I'm just going to get most of the classes between 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6, 7, 8 p.m., and then finishing around 9 p.m. I thought I was going to have to do that. But to my surprise, because of many things, not only is Palfish getting more students, the name is becoming much bigger in China, which is great, which helps all of us out there. And what I'm really excited about is the fact that I decided to open up my schedule. I see many teachers out there just opening up their schedule for 4 hours a day, 2 hours a day, which is great. But 9 times out of 10, if a parent is looking at your profile and they don't really know you, you haven't gotten so many teaching hours, you're just getting your foot in the door. Well, if they check your schedule and they only see a couple hours here, a couple hours here, oh, nothing on Sunday, oh, nothing on Saturday, it's kind of like very limited for their selection. And then the next profile they check, immediately the next one they check, can be someone, again, who doesn't have many teaching hours, doesn't have, 2,000-3,000 hours teaching, but he or she has their whole schedule completely open, all green, for the next 2 weeks. You have to remember that Palfish does scheduling, 2 weeks before. So that gives you enough time, and that gives the mom and dad enough time to plan accordingly. So what I actually had to do this morning was to close out some of my schedule because I'm already getting 14, 15, I even have some 16 classes in one day on a weekday. Like, that's what I was doing in the summer. So this is some good times that we're in right now. So that brings up another point. You've got to have more direction with your teaching career. You shouldn't, if you're just getting into it, with all due respect, I'm not here to criticize because I'm probably the easiest person to criticize and make silly, crazy videos about because of all the silly stuff I've done in my teaching career. But I'm not going to even call it silly. I'm just going to call it mistakes and failures that have taught me to become better and better and better as an online instructor. So I think that what you guys and gals need to really do when you're teaching abroad, whether if you're in America, in your home country, in the UK or Canada or South Africa or Australia or New Zealand or the Philippines, or some people here in Thailand, whatever the case may be, you've got to have a direction and a path, whether it be writing it down, whether it be meditating on it, or just what I've learned lately is I've been meditating less and I have been actually writing less, which is very surprising because with my personality, I'm the type to write and it kind of gets me organized here and then everything will follow through. But what I'm learning now is there's no better thing than pure action. And that's what I've been getting into this year is just ever since the summer started is, no, I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to, boom, do it. And the reason is because I'm not spreading myself too thin. Some people might be on 2 teaching apps or 3 teaching apps, and it's very difficult because what happens if you get a schedule mixed up? You open up a time here, and then the other time didn't match with the other app, and then boom, you made a mistake. Maybe if it happened once or twice, still an inconvenience to those people. But then if it's like more than a couple, it's just going to add up. So you've got whatever school you're working for. I think that if you're working at a school during the day, like in the morning and during the day, and then you get like a 1 hour, 2 hour break, you can come home and then teach online for the next 3 hours, which I've done for quite a few weeks in a row until that one online teaching company, fired me because of my internet connection and some other things. But you guys can check out that video, which I posted last year. It's almost been 1 year ago. Crazy. Time flies, and that's why you need to have a projection of where you want to be. So last year, I thought that I wanted to become this big, sensational internet celebrity and, go after that. And then I realized that's not what I really want to do with my life. I want to just enjoy my life, and I want to get back to healthiness. I want to get back to focusing on the students and getting rid of the distractions. And that's why, for me, with my personality, I feel so at peace when I can teach kids, because their mind hasn't been filled so much with this world, and it's like a breath of fresh air. Some people don't like it. Some people have no patience for it. Some people think it's boring, but I'm the opposite of all those three things that I said. I think it's exciting. I think it's refreshing, and it keeps me balanced. It keeps me balanced because we live in a very different world than we did when we were kids, So the internet, it's getting bigger all the time. And this whole online teaching thing it's getting bigger all the time. So what I've decided to do, as I've mentioned in my previous video, and I want to say thank you guys so much again for all the support, for watching my videos, listening and asking questions and commenting and all the above. I really, really appreciate it. And that's why I decided to put out another video, even though it's not on a really specific subject. But this one is about the scheduling. You got to open up your schedule if you want to get known, if you want people to call you, if you want people to have more bookings with you and to retain students. Even though you might not know your schedule in 2 weeks, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 2 weeks, but I know I'm probably going to be on my phone talking and helping kids in China to improve their English language. That's what I love to do. So I'm going to be doing that. So I just open up my schedule. That's what I started to do. And it takes time. You got to go one by one by one by one. But when you finish, boom, I finished it. And then literally in 15 minutes had 5 bookings. 5 bookings from just opening up a few hours during the evening hours on some days that are almost 2 weeks ahead. So that just goes to show, it proves that the faith that you have in what you're doing, and then when someone books that class, it shows that you're going in the right direction. And what I'm doing this year is I'm focusing my money, I'm focusing my energy on, as I've mentioned, I'm getting a car, I'm opening up a bank account, I'm going to be talking to some engineers and architects most likely next month in October, where I'm going to be moving to next year to talk about things for my house. Going to be buying some fruit trees next month. My wife was like, we got to buy some fruit trees when we go back to my home, and we got to plant them and they'll be ready for next year. I'm like, yes, let's do it, So the whole site is already leveled. It's already been elevated. It was like, I think $1,000 to get 216 truckloads of raw land, raw soil. And you guys and gals have been following me. I'm going to be showing all that stuff along the way. I can show you how, I went from a university dropout and getting fired from the Virginia State Board of Education. I can't teach back home in my home state anymore, like at a school. And then getting, it's just like a whirlwind of change in the last 3 to 4 years, which of course are self-inflicted. I take full self-responsibility for the things that I've done, and I've been very gracious, and I've been very grateful. Nobody's perfect. I think some of us might put a lot of pressure on ourselves, but when we step back a moment and we realize where we are, what we're doing, and what kind of opportunity we have at our hands every day with teaching, it just It just opens up a whole new window of opportunity. You know, I'm opening up my window. Feels good today. It's a nice day. So, save your money. You know, if you are in Southeast Asia, if you're in the Philippines, if you're in Laos, which I just got back from Laos actually. I was gonna make a whole video on that, but if you guys are really listening right now, I went to Laos for an overnight stay. Got a 30 more days here, and Laos is really, really special. I tell you that. Like, oh my gosh. I think, not I think, but I know. I mean, you can't. I don't have regrets, and things. I wouldn't be talking to you right now, and the things that would not have happened on Palfish the way they did if I wasn't here, surrounded and meeting the people that I'm with, and being, you know, with the one person that I'm with. None of those things would have probably happened. We don't know. It's, you know, destiny. It's just the way the world works, the way the reality works. But I will say to all the young cats out there, you guys and gals, you know, Asia's a completely different world. And, you know, with that being said, it's like Laos is, I'm not going to say, well, the development is not there in Laos like it is in Thailand. You know, I taught, you know, I had 4 classes at like a hostel, and it worked. I had 4 classes at a hostel, and it worked when I was in Laos, and I didn't have any connection issues. Finished all my classes. The kids were super happy. Walked outside, got an Italian pizza. It was delicious, you know. And the people in Laos, you know, I love Thailand. And I'm going to also say that, you know, Laos is, you know, there's not as many, there's lots of resources there. But like in terms of people coming and visiting, because Thailand has been built on tourism-based economy, is a tourist-based economy. And Laos is also there, but it's taking some more time for things to develop. You know, their system is quite different. So, you know, I would say save up your money and travel and see what places you like. Maybe Asia's not for you. Maybe you don't like the cultures and languages over here, but I love them, and it's such a pure blessing to be over here and to share this experience with you guys. It's just, it really is a dream. It really, really is a dream. I tell you that. There's no other way to put it. It's all been a dream, and it came from hard work, dedication, determination, and the ability to not fear of failing. That was probably the biggest thing, was I kept going and I kept taking risk. And then now I have to calculate my risk, because when you come, that's a good thing, you know. Pressure is a privilege, you know. And it's something that I want to take on, you know. I want to take on challenges, and with things like that, if I was still doing this whole backpacking and digital nomading thing, I could still be saving money. I could still be going to new countries, meeting more people, possibly, you know, living a quite different lifestyle. But I decided a different path, a more mature path, probably because the place that I was raised, the family that raised me, you know, and life is good. And I think that's what people need in life, is to have goals, to have a purpose, to have the feeling of a destiny, like I'm walking into the right path, you know. And when you fail or you make those mistakes, they're just lessons. They're just tests to see how strong you are physically and mentally to keep going. That's all it is. And this journey is amazing. So I would say save money. If you're a girl, fall in love with some guy out here. And if you're a guy, fall in love with some girl out here. It's a beautiful story. It really is. It's a beautiful story. And buy some land, buy a house, you know, go on a big vacation or something like that, you know. Enjoy life, because we really have just, we're working on a whole different playing field of education right now for us teachers. And for everyone out there, if you're just getting into online teaching, or if you've been teaching online for a couple years, you guys are the cream of the crop as far as innovation and technology for education. So think about that and take a step back and just realize where you are and how good you have it. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. I want to say thank you for watching. Remember to open up your schedules, open them up 2 weeks in advance, and then when you're not teaching, upload more moments, get more people to know you, focus on your students, speak clearly, all these little things are going to add up. Okay? And save your money. Buy a car out here. Buy some land, buy a house, get a condo, whatever floats your boat. Maybe you want to move out here and have a farm and teach online or something like that. That could be pretty cool too. So whatever you guys are into, then do it. And if traveling is something that you just want to do for a while and teach online, that's great too. That's great too. But it's all about that 4G connection. And when that stuff starts to slip and you got a couple classes not working so well, you may not feel it that same day, but if it keeps happening, you're going to start to see less bookings and people are going to talk. The moms and dads are all talking on Palfish. I've gotten so many different requests from different people. So it is all through the grapevine. It really is. Your reputation says a lot, your promptness, your rapport, all that stuff. So I'm pumped up. I feel good today. Hope you guys too. Going to the gym today, going to eat strong today, and got a big load of classes today. So it's going to be a big one. It's all about endurance. Pace yourself. Thanks so much. If you guys have some questions, let me know below, and I'll do my best to get back to you soon. Thank you so much. See you. Well, in the next video.